Hey, what's up YouTube? It's John Miro back again with another video. I hope that everyone is having the best day ever. In today's video, I want to give you 5 tricks that will help you save money fast. If you're new to this channel, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe. So nearly 2/3 of Americans say that they have been living paycheck to paycheck ever since this pandemic has hit. The sad thing is that this number keeps growing each and every single month. So how during this time can we save money? How can we build up our bank account to have that $1,000 emergency fund? You know we're gonna need it at some point. You know there's always something that comes up that needs to be fixed. So it's very simple. Stop spending money. I'm serious. That was a freebie. But here's what's crazy. Most of Americans spend more money than they make. They buy things on credit cards and do their best not to drown in all that debt. The only problem is if you don't pay that off at the end of the month, you're actually paying more interest. So you're actually paying more for it in the long run than it's just paying with it with cash straight up front. But we've got to get past the norm. Let's start our journey to living a debt-free life. Trick number 1, start a budget. There's a free tool you can use to start tracking your every dollar you spend. I have left the link in the description below. Without a budget, we tend to spend more money more carelessly. A few dollars here, Starbucks there, candy over here, snacks over there, and then we have no idea where our money went. So get a budget. Trick number 2, you can actually save more money by cutting your spending. Okay, this might be hard for a lot of people, a lot of you, even me, but I'm telling you, if you can limit the time you go out each week, maybe cut your Friday night drink nights with your buddies to 1 Friday a month. Instead, put that money you would have spent towards your $1,000 stash. Before you'll know it, you'll be halfway there to your goal. Now, wait a minute. I'm not saying not to have a good time or not to do fun things, but if you were to cut that in half, think of how fast you would reach your goal. I'm just saying. Trick number 3, evaluate unnecessary expenses. You will need to spend time with your budget in order to find out where you can cut back without cutting out. Try buying generics or store brands for a bit. See how far you can go and stretch a full gas tank before you have to fill it back up again. And here's a quick tip. Never, and I mean never, ever, go to the grocery store hungry. You will want to buy everything you see because everything looks good. But instead, make a list. When you go out, do your best to stick to the list. And you just might be surprised of how creative you can actually get when you start spending less to save more. Now, I'll just pause right there for just a second. You might be like me and like the challenge. You might say, hey, when I get challenged, it really motivates me to step up my game, to bring my A game. Humans are a lot more capable of doing things when they know that there's a challenge in place. If I was given $100 to spend in 1 week, Monday through Friday, could I actually do it? Could you actually do it? Let me know in the comments below. I can truly say yes, and here's why. Because I've done it before. When you're working towards being debt-free, it requires discipline and commitment. If it was easy, then everybody would be doing it. Everybody would be debt-free. But it's not always easy. You have to have that discipline to say, no, I don't need the newest phone. No, I don't need the newest pair of shoes. Or no, I don't need that new watch. I'm just saying. Trick number 4. Get more work. One of the best ways to reach your $1,000 goal is to pick up extra hours at work. But if you're on salary and you can't get overtime, try picking up work on the weekends or after work. Many people have found success with that side business. Whether it's mowing yards each week, hey, that's some quick, easy cash. Or if it's freelancing on the internet, there are so many ways to make that extra income if you're willing to do the work. So here's a quick story about me. So back in the day, I was 21, I got my own apartment. I was working a job, wasn't really making that much. It was a couple years ago. And I picked up a job bussing tables at a Logan's and still was needing some extra cash. So I started mowing yards. And no, I didn't have a push mower. No, I didn't have a vehicle to actually carry it in. If you really want to know what I did, here's what I done. I went to Walmart and I went to look at the push mowers. I said, surely Walmart would have one for maybe $100 or $200. And here's what the cool thing was. The opportunity will present itself if you're willing to walk up to the door, knock on it, beat on it. I'm telling you, there are times when if you're there pounding, that door will open. So back at Walmart, I was in the back in the garden section looking at all the mowers. And the push mowers, I saw one that had a tag on it. And I asked the guy, I said, it has a for sale price, but it has a tag on it. What's the deal? And he said, hey man, this was actually brought back by a customer and we sent it off to the manufacturer. They sent it back to us and said it's perfect, it's ready to go. And we're actually selling it cheaper and it's just like a new mower. And I looked at it, it looked brand spanking new, like it was never even touched. Looked like they pulled it out of the box, put it together and decided they didn't want it anymore. So I ended up getting a mower for $120. Talk about amazing. So I got the mower, I went over, I bought a weed eater for like $80. And let me tell you something, it was one with the curved shaft. Wasn't the straight one that's easier to weed eat with, but I made it happen. I spent about $220 with tax. I got some string, I've got some fuel, I got some oil to mix with for the gas, for the weed eater. And I started asking people if I can mow their yard for like $30. I mean, I'm talking about not big yards, but small yards, manageable with a push mower. And I'm going to tell you something. Within 1 week, I ended up having 5 yards. I ran into one guy who I just simply walked into his business and I said, hey, that lot over there, do you know whose lot that is? And man, I seen the grass is high. I've got a mower in my car in the trunk. And if you're wondering how I got it in there, I took the top part, I unscrewed it, and I broke it down so it would fit in my trunk. Talking about making it happen. But I talked to the guy and I said, listen, I'll mow that yard out there for $40 because that grass was high. You know, them push mowers, man, they be giving you trouble. And he says, yeah, man, yeah, go mow it. That's actually my lot. Go ahead and mow it. And when you get done, come over and I'll give you $40. So I went out there and let me tell you something, it was hot. I was push mowing that yard and I was giving it everything I got. You know, I'm a young buck trying to get out there and make that extra dollar. When I got back, he's like, man, you did a pretty good job. I mean, you spent some time out there. You made it look really good for that push mower. How would you like to have 3 more yards? And I'm going to tell you something, my mouth dropped. But let me tell you how cool it was, the opportunity that I was given. One of the yards happened to be his house. He says, you know, you seem like a really cool guy. I'm going to be at my house Saturday. Why don't you swing on by a little bit after lunch? I've got a mower there, big riding mower that you can use. And I've got a weed eater that's it's a commercial grade. And I'm telling you, I got on this stuff and he wasn't joking about this big mower and commercial grade stuff. This man had some high dollar equipment. He let me use it to mow his yard. And I'm telling you, this guy paid me $20 an hour to mow his yard. And it took me like 4 hours, but I didn't pay for the fuel. I didn't pay for the mower and I didn't pay for any of the string or anything to use. Now here's where it gets better because you might be saying, well, $20 an hour, is that really good? Man, at that time, it was definitely good because I was only making like $13 an hour working at a mechanic shop. But the other yards were rental properties. And he says, I'll give you $50 per yard that you cut. And so he actually let me take his mower and his trailer and his truck to go mow these other yards. And I'm thinking, man, this really worked out. But if I would have never stepped up, if I would have never made my way inside that building to ask, I would have never had the opportunity. And I'm going to tell you, I did that for a whole summer. Every other week I was mowing yards. I ended up walking into a gas station, a BP gas station. I said, hey, you guys need your yard mowed? I see your grass is high. And they said, how much you charge? I said, $35. Small yard. He says, done. Can you go mow it today? I said, I got the mower in the trunk of my car. I'll be out there in just a few minutes. Sure enough, got it done. He come in. He says, man, I've got a few rental properties and another gas station my brother owns. Can you mow those as well? And I'm telling you guys, when you step up, when you make your mind up, things will happen for you, but you got to step up and be willing to do the work. Now, for my last trick, and I truly believe that this is the most important trick that I can help you out. Trick number 5, believe in yourself. The tricks that I gave you above work, but they only work if you apply it in your own life and you believe they can. People who really focus on their goal and do whatever it takes are the ones who see the biggest and quickest return for their efforts. You can do it. I know you can. I truly believe that if you're willing to discipline and commit yourself to a goal and believe in yourself, you can make it happen. So make a plan to build that $1,000 emergency fund and trust that you will have the willpower to follow through until you hit it. Look, things don't happen overnight. Don't get discouraged when it doesn't happen within a week or two, but keep hammering, keep driving, because if you can make 1% improvement each day in just 1 month, you'll be up to 30%, which is even closer to your goal. Hey, if you're looking for a great book to read on habits and try to get better habits, there's this book called Atomic Habits. You can see that right there. Atomic Habits. It is truly one of the best books that I've ever read and a definite eye-opener. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments below. Also, if you want to start investing and start building your wealth, why not start with getting a free stock from Robinhood? You get a free stock by just simply signing up, and you can even do it on your cell phone. Let's grow together. Let's move forward together. You can do it. I believe in you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell for more tips and tricks and news. Until next time, I'm John Muro. Peace.